Are vegans compassionate people? The reason I ask this is because for those of you who kind of follow the vegan community on YouTube, you'll know that there's a hell of a lot of sort of inter-fighting going on at the moment. There's sort of Durian Rider and Freely being sued by somebody, and then you've got vegans attacking them and their fans who are vegans attacking the other vegans, and vegans who follow Raw Till 4 excuse me, are attacking vegans who follow the Starch Solution, and vegans all over YouTube appear to be just telling other vegans that you're wrong about this and you're wrong about that, and this person's a bully and this person isn't a bully. And it all seems very odd to me that vegans who a lot of whom like to pride themselves in the idea that as a vegan we have compassion, compassion for animals. We don't eat animals because we don't want them to live in pain or suffering, we don't want them to die. It all seems really odd to me how many vegans are sort of fighting amongst themselves. I take part in a lot of various communities on YouTube, like I do bushcrafting, so I'm in the bushcraft community. I watch ASMR videos for relaxation, so I'm sort of a mover and shaker, if you like, within that community. It seems to me that the vegan community on YouTube and Facebook, it seems to be the only community where people are just really constantly fighting and laying into each other. You've got factions of people, you know. As I said, each vegan seems to think that they've got the perfect way of living, and anybody who disagrees is wrong with them. And it just seems to me that with all this arguing amongst vegans about who's wrong and who's right, and is Raw Till 4 the way to go, or is Starch Solution the way to go, or is, you know, raw food the way to go, or juicing, you know, all these different arguments, all these different lifestyles, and it feels to me like the main message of veganism is being completely lost. The main message of veganism, and we should all be, as vegans, we should all be pulling together, not arguing amongst ourselves. The main message of veganism should be all about the animals and the planet. It should be, you know, we don't eat meat or dairy because we don't want animals to be harmed or killed. You know, we don't eat meat or dairy because of the terrible environmental impact of that. There are 1,000,001 arguments for being a vegan, and it just seems to me that, excuse me for a second, just seems to me that all of those arguments for being a vegan are being completely lost, because all we're doing is uploading videos and leaving comments on videos about who's wrong and who's right within the vegan community. And it just seems to me, for a group of people who claim to be compassionate because, you know, they don't want animals to be harmed, it seems to me that we ought to practice more compassion towards other people. I don't care if you're fat or thin, or if you follow Durian Rider and Freely, or if you don't, or if whatever, you know. I have my opinions about those two people, and I've made comments about those two people, and I've decided that I won't be making any more comments about them, because all of this stuff about them is just, it's all negative, you know. It's all everybody bitching at each other and arguing with each other, and, you know, we ought to stop arguing with each other and understand that as vegans, we might have different opinions about veganism, we might have different opinions about the diets or the lifestyles that we follow. We might have different opinions about, you know, how to spread the vegan message. We might have become vegans for different reasons. Some people didn't become vegans for the animals, they became vegans for their own health, which is fine. I became a vegan for two reasons, for the animals and for my health. But if, you know, if you're different to me, I don't really care if your opinions are different to me. If you're a vegan I want to communicate with you on a level of vegan to vegan. I don't care if you do the raw till 4 or the Starch Solution or you're 100% raw, because as vegans we all have a message to put out there. And there are so many vegans on YouTube now. We're not spreading the message, you know, we're just sort of slagging other people off and attacking other people, and we're kind of splitting up into these factions, you know. One faction of people support these people, this faction doesn't, this faction sort of might or might not support these people. And and it's really stupid. And I think that, I mean, I'm subscribed to lots and lots of vegan channels on YouTube, and you know, on a daily basis when I check in my Gmail account and I'm being notified of new videos, all the vegan videos now are just you know, this person's being sued, this person's right, this person's wrong, this person is a bully, this person isn't a bully, this person's doing this, and it's just, you know, it's just daft, you know. We should, as vegans, we all pretty much have a central message. Yes, it's about the animals, yes, it's about our health, yes, it's about the planet, but that's, you know, those messages are being completely lost in all of this fighting and antagonism. So I have to wonder, are vegans really compassionate people? I know that since I became a vegan that I've changed, and I've certainly become a more compassionate person. But when you look around the vegan community on YouTube, you do wonder, or at least I wonder, if there is any real compassion in vegans, because, you know, saying disgusting, horrible... I mean, I've seen some of the most vile comments on other people's videos, one vegan to another, just because one vegan eats raw till 4 and one vegan doesn't. I mean, that's so stupid. Shouldn't matter what kind of lifestyle you follow. If you're a vegan, you're a vegan, and we ought to be pulling together as a community, and we ought to be putting out the same message. And all this infighting and bitterness and hatred should stop, you know. So I'm not going to be commenting on any more negativity. I'm not going to be talking about Jury and Ryder and Freely and all the people that hate them and all the people that love them. I'm not going to be doing that anymore, because it's just negative and it's divisive and it's draining, you know. You go onto a vegan video and there's 20 comments of people just bitching about each other and hating each other. So, you know, come on folks, if you're a vegan, it doesn't matter what lifestyle you follow, doesn't matter which faction, all these factions on YouTube now, it's so stupid. We ought to be vegans pulling together, trying to share the same message, get the message out there, because from what I've seen over the last couple of months, most vegans on YouTube are no longer sharing the message of what veganism is and why it's important. We're just fighting with each other, and it's kind of stupid, and I'd really like to see it stop. So anyway, that's all I've got to say today. Please leave your comments, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I'm not really that interested in what you think of all the fighting between the different people. Just let me know what you think about my idea that we ought to be putting out the vegan message more and not fighting amongst each other. So anyway, I hope you have a nice day. It's Friday afternoon, so the weekend's coming. I hope you have a nice weekend, and please, if you are a vegan and if you're involved in all this infighting, just stop and think about veganism, why you became a vegan. Think about the compassion that you claim you have for animals, and think about other people. And let's just stop all this stupid fighting. Cheers.